Well, Hunter Biden's laptop continues to make headlines this week. If you weren't aware, Donald Trump's former aide Garrett Ziegler released over 120,000 of the president's son's emails that stretch from 2010 to 2019. Hunter Biden's laptop came to international prominence after he dropped it off to a laptop repair shop in Wilmington, Delaware in April 2019. The story was wildly buried by the mainstream media and dismissed as fake news ahead of the 2020 election, but has recently been verified as authentic. The laptop unveiled numerous personal scandals for Hunter, including a tangled web of overseas financial deals he was involved in. While it's a difficult task to sift through all 128,000 emails, one stuck out. In February 2010, a man named Muhammad Khan reached out to Hunter and his business partner Eric Schwerin to discuss potential real estate business. This occurred just 1 year into Hunter and Christopher Heinz's new investment and advisory firm, Rosemont Seneca Partners, which has now been at the centre of inquiries about offshore business operations. Muhammad writes, "Dear Hunter and Eric, just wanted to see when is a good time to catch up. I know Howard has been following up with you. I saw the teaser document and it looks pretty good. Wanted to see when you can catch up on how we proceed on the wind project and some of the other things we talked about." Eric replies, "Muhammad, good to hear from you. We would definitely welcome the opportunity to catch up. Are you in the States or abroad? Would you like to set up a time to talk by phone?" He says, "I'm in Abu Dhabi till Thursday. I'll be on the US East Coast on March 1st. Eric says, "We are around to meet next week if you would like. Would you be in DC next week?" Eric then emails Hunter directly on March 1st and says, "Muhammad is in New York on Friday. Should we schedule time to see him after our lunch with Alex Stanton? Say maybe 2:30. We can aim to get the 5 p.m. train back." Alex Stanton was one of the former aides to then New York Governor David Paterson, who served from 2008 to 2010. According to the New York Post article last year, while he was in office, Hunter and his friends were keenly interested in leveraging their connections to him for their client, Spanish energy company Iberdrola. So Eric and Hunter potentially take this meeting, but there are no updates on how it went or if it went ahead. But Muhammad sends this email beforehand. He writes, "I have started some discussions here in the UAE, have received some good feedback, a couple of questions. 1, when can we sort out our working relationship? 2, can we have a meeting on the 20th, 21st or 22nd of March with Prince Andrew?" Prince Andrew, what sort of business would he be needing to do with Hunter Biden? The most notable thing about Prince Andrew in 2010 was it was the same year he was photographed with Jeffrey Epstein. Fast forward to October 2010, when American lawyer and Democratic politician Howard Carroll emails one of Hunter's business partners, Devon Archer, about potential real estate business. "Devon, Muhammad has asked again that I keep in touch with you to see if you want to engage in the real estate business in the kingdom. Also to follow up on your access to Florida Power and Light for some very sizable work in joint venture with locals to expand the Saudi electricity grid." Devon Archer, who was sentenced in February this year to 1 year behind bars after being found guilty of defrauding a Native American tribe of more than $60 million in bonds, emails both Hunter and Eric questioning the credibility of Muhammad. Based on my last phone conversation with Muhammad, he now apparently wants to open up Rosemont Realty in the kingdom, based on the appeal of its marketable operating history and its new backers. Is this just a total waste of time to be talking to these guys? Do we have any validation that Muhammad is a real guy or has ever gotten anything done? I want to believe because I like to dream, but please give me some feedback. Hunter replies, "I think it could be real, but let's create a vehicle for all these real and maybes to participate. How do we let these guys loose without an expectation of partnership? What's the standard? What's the standard plus? On one end we have Sam and on the other we have Khan. Where do they fit on the spectrum and how do we compensate?" Eric agrees with Hunter and writes, "One thing Hunter and I were talking about last week was to come up with a plan first and then seek out those who can help implement the plan, rather than what we sometimes do, have someone come to us with a great idea and try reverse engineer it to make it work. I'm confident we can figure out how to work with Sam and Muhammad and others in a way that fits in with our goals." In November, it's clear that Hunter and his business partners have not kept up a consistent relationship with Muhammad in the interest of real estate in Saudi. Muhammad emails on November 16 with, "I am assuming that working with the Saudi groups is not of interest. If so, please let me know via return email." Devon says, "I'm going to let Muhammad know nicely we're only interested in raising capital for our USRR investment program at this point. You've all seen his proposal to JV and open a Rosemont Realty in the kingdom." Both Hunter and Eric agree. From that email, it becomes clear that Mohammed Khan was keen to expand Rosemont Realty, which was an offshoot of their investment company Rosemont Seneca, to the UK. In 2015, Hong Kong-based company Gemini Investments actually acquired a 75% controlling stake in Rosemont Realty. Its parent company is one of China's largest real estate businesses, which meant a CCP-backed company would control a large swathe of American real estate.